So, here we are very lucky today to have Dr. Sanaz Fallahkhair, who is a principal lecturer in human-centered AI and interaction at the School of Architecture, Technology and Engineering, the University of Brighton. She leads and manages Brighton's user-centered design laboratory, which provides research and consultancy in the area of human-centered AI, user experience design, product development, and UX testing and evaluation. So, we are very, very grateful to have Dr. Sanaz here today. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Can you hear me okay? The central domain of my talk, pretty much looking at how at University of Brighton we can provide research and innovation, knowledge exchange for business to drive successful intervention of technologies and AI. At Brighton, as mentioned, I am a principal lecturer of human-centered AI and interactions, and I lead Brighton University. I don't know if you can see, okay, user-centered design and human-centered AI lab. The main central focus of our user-centered design and human-centered AI app is focusing on developing technologies around the needs of human by incorporating knowledge of user experience, collaboration, cognition into designing an intelligent system. Particularly, we are using cutting-edge technologies such as biometric for evaluation, such as eye tracking, EEG, which is obviously neuroscience way of tracking information for testing and evaluations, and robotic. In this presentation, I would like to pretty much focus on some aspects of the research and development we have been doing recently. And this is obviously feel free to take the QR code, take a picture of the QR code of our lab facilities that we provide research and innovation and consultancy. A bit of background about sort of the context of our labs. At Brighton, we have 6 undergrad courses of computing and computer science AI, computer science and cybersecurity, computer science, pure computer science, software engineering, and 3 main specialized MSc program, focusing on MSc user experience design, MSc user experience design, as well as computer science and data analytics. So in the context of the MSc program, as well as our provision for innovation, consultancy, knowledge exchange, and our research, we have developed critical mass. And I don't have enough time to talk about all the projects here. A number of projects, my colleagues and I, we are working together in a context of development of technological solution for different sectors, including manufacturing, including mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, etc., that we don't have simply time to go over that. But a number of examples I'm referring here, it is in a context of what is relevant to DigiFest, and the focus would be on robotic and AI and user experience design, evaluation, and human-centered development of technologies. From personal point of view, where I sort of landed into AI domain, I mean, this is a very old sort of prototype system. I just wanted to bring to your attention that about 20 years ago, when I started my PhD, at the time, the hype of AI wasn't AI that everyone hearing nowadays. We were talking about machine learning, data mining, natural language processing, NLP, pretty much what the ChatGPT nowadays is delivering. And this is a prototype system that developed at the time. I don't know if you can recognize Jon Snow here. A language learning system that is streamed through television program, through interactive television program via ITV as well as the mobile devices. The whole idea that has been developed for this project was to replicate the potential of human brain and use that as a technological innovations to provide facilities, scaffolding, how to support second language, learn a language from authentic programs such as television program, mainstream television program. So for this study, NLP, which is natural language processing, was obviously fundamental of text analysis and AI nowadays, and obviously with the generative AI, you have been hearing about ChatGPT and Gemini and all different LLM and large language modeling, which was fundamental of this project 20 years ago. Although this is very old, and I've obviously finished my PhD, this is the first publications, one of the first publications back in 2004, actually, 20 years ago came. As you can see, the mobile wasn't even a smartphone because the smartphone did not exist at the time. Later on, we developed the extended version of NLP program for language learning using a smartphone facilities, incorporating authentic material. Again, in this case, I don't know if you can see the EastEnders. EastEnders is the soap opera, obviously. I don't know how many of you are watching EastEnders. Enabling authentic language to be viewed and watched, and extra vocabulary in a personalized way to be provided via mobile device as well as the IPTV system to enable language learners to learn new vocabulary and through personalization and recommendations. The result of this research has been obviously published many years ago, back in 2004, and recently I used generative AI to develop the podcast of this recent research. Although it is old, but the podcast is recent, and also the development of the model of the NLP program is still ongoing. At the moment, we are going to use the NLP model that is developed here, combining that with the robotic interaction, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So combining the capability of model that we developed 20 years ago with a robotic solutions in order to exploit the potential of robots to support individual learner language. This is at Brighton, a number of projects that I've personally been doing. This is Robotespian, particularly. I don't know if you can see through the screen. In this picture, I mean, this is just a mashup of things that, that I've been obviously playing. Road safety project, if you're cyclists, any cyclists here? We are looking at how people are using eye tracking for road safety. A number of projects based on that are actually ongoing. EEG devices and brain-computer interface, which I'm going to overview in a minute. Robotic solution through humanoid robot. Has anyone seen Robotespian? At Brighton, we are lucky enough, we have got two robots which are the cutting-edge technology. One of the robots, obviously, is Robotespian, which we are developing a potential of that for language learning as well. This is the digital twin of me, my class last year generated. So pretty much robotic, mobile, and different scenario we are doing at the moment. And some of the students here, obviously, from Brighton point of view, they are looking at developing robotic solution and digital twin as well. The purpose of my talk is central to exploit a potential of what we call AI, ML in business, and generally the capability and expertise we have at University of Brighton within the number of labs we have. One of the labs I manage is user-centered design lab and a human-centered AI lab. However, my colleagues, they are managing a number of different labs, which I can actually mention throughout my studies, as well as the sort of collaboration with them as well. So this presentation aimed to outline a number of projects that we have been doing, and also to overview a number of success and failure case studies that is developed through the AI platform. One area that I think is very important for us to remember, we remember more by failure. So I've provided a little bit of review of the literature of 101 cases of how AI has failed in delivering its promises, for us to develop strategies to understand how AI can be useful. Before leading to all those discussions, I would like to bring to your attention, through our research and knowledge exchange and innovations department. Lorraine, my colleague, is here, obviously. I mean, Lorraine, do you want to? I mean, a lot of you, I don't know if you have managed to speak to Lorraine. Through the Collaborate, it's a international as well as the national knowledge exchange services we have that we are aiming to provide knowledge exchange of our research and innovation to the business and industry. The strategic value that we have through our research and knowledge exchange, it is fostering creativity, sustainability, partnership, as well as collaborations between universities and industries. Two QR codes here. One is obviously our impact factor. That is the impact factor report through UKRRI for our last ref, which is the research excellence framework, if you want to see, and the impact case studies, how we work with industry to provide knowledge exchange. Number of relevant projects that in the context of DigiFest that I would like to bring to the attention of some of the companies and digital sector in Southeast. We can provide support from point of view of knowledge exchange consultancy. From point of view of the university is the area of evaluation and testing. At the moment, we are heavily investing on finding new ways, cutting-edge ways to improve customer experience, if you like, or user experience when they are using services, digital, non-digital, through evaluating, using a biometric evaluation in order to understand what are the challenges and motivations people have and how we can actually improve the services we provide overcoming those challenges. One area is neuroscience and EEG devices. We use the EEG devices for a number of scenarios to evaluate the experience. At Brighton, these are the ongoing projects we are looking at. One area that myself and my colleague, Dr. Marcus Winter, we are developing is what we call body gesture interface. If you are one of those organizations, you don't like to rely on click interaction through haptic, touch-based interaction, mobile interactions, or conversational interactions. Body gesture interaction is one of the paradigms that we are focusing at the moment. We develop machine learning and AI solutions that enable people to interact with the largest screen through body gesture. And a number of papers published based on this study is available through the QR code of University of Brighton User-Centered Design Lab. This type of research brings lots of opportunities for a number of different sector and organizations. In particular, if you are in the entertainment industry or exploiting the potential of immersive technologies for enhancing customer and user experiences, enabling body gesture interactions enhance the immersive experience. For example, in the case of Lush, I can actually review some case studies that enable them to enhance the customer experience when they're navigating through the retail to interact with the digital objects or digital screen by using the body gesture rather than haptic through the touch, as well as the clickable or click or basically mouse or keyboard type of interactions. Other projects we are looking at is BCI. How many of you have heard about BCI? Brain-computer interface. BCI focus pretty much capturing the brain signals through the wearable technology, which is similar to EEG, as well as implantable sort of device. It is huge at the moment. Again, this area is very cutting edge. We have a solution. We have done a research. We know how to implement technology in a number of different scenarios. But if you are working in sort of startups or SMEs that you would like to exploit the potential of BCI for customer experience and interactions, we have the expertise to support you in that. When it comes to the interaction of the BCI, as I said, the BCI captures brain signals through a wearable and implantable device. The whole idea is people, users, they can interact with the technology by thinking rather than pressing any button. And this type of interaction has lots of potentials for people suffering from impairments, such as physical impairment, such as paralysis. So in the healthcare domain and healthcare system, when the users and the customer are suffering from particular sort of condition, they cannot actually interact with the mouse or click or keyboard through the experience such as BCI, as well as the eye tracking, we can support that interactions. Another type of expertise and project we are capitalizing now at the moment, and we have got a number of projects, and PhD students completed a PhD in this domain, is eye tracking technology. In this picture, as we can see, we have a Tobii eyeglass, has anyone heard about Tobii eyeglass? So a state-of-the-art eye-gazing information can be captured. This enables us to evaluate experience by looking at the gaze information. The gaze information can be further analyzed by machine learning and provides insights how people are viewing the words and how they navigating through the experience. By understanding data and providing the insights from user and customer point of view, we are in a position to enhance those experiences and capitalize, obviously, of the enhancement. Eye tracking has been used in many different scenarios. For example, in a context of sport and health science, even Ronaldo, I don't know if you have seen the scenario of Ronaldo wearing the eye tracking in order to sort of gauge and understand how Ronaldo play with the ball and understand the gazing experience he has in a football pitch, and trying to replicate that experience for teaching scenario to teach other footballers to sort of navigate and through play, learn about how to play with the opponent in a football match. So pretty much by understanding how experts gaze and navigate through the locations and experience, we can model what are the implications in particular domain, how people can actually improve their strength, ability, and experience to enhance the sort of their own experience, as well as to provide positive sort of interaction with the technology. With eye gazing, at the moment also, the project generally looking at how we can use eye gazing in a concept of the retails. The enhancement of the shop floor through the eye gazing enables us to replicate and understand customer behavior when they are in a retail or shop floor, how they navigate to find items, how they actually search for products. And by understanding how they look and find and search for products, we are able to provide better experience for them, hopefully, based on the data approach. So all this biometric type of evaluation and study enable us to gauge and outline insights which are data-driven to enable us to design better experience as well as better interactions. And obviously, when it comes to AI, we are not talking in the context of AI as generative AI. We are talking about the context of the AI as we are building a model. So we are developing intelligent system in a way that from scratch. Generative AI, obviously, is huge at the moment. A lot of organizations are thinking how they can actually use the existing systems, such as ChatGPT, Gemini. But in an old-fashioned scenario, the way we looked at AI is something not new. We have been working on AI, as I said, for 20 years. So we are building a model based on what is important. We normally start with the problem. And normally, the scenario that we are looking at is not necessarily requires AI solution. Sometimes the AI solution can be the best solution, but not always the case. We need to realize what are the state of the problem and what are the objectives we try to address. And based on that, we can certainly develop AI model from the scratch or using other analytic model, such as data mining. Data mining is not AI. AI is the tool. I mean, one thing I have to bring to attention, when you hear the fancy word AI, AI is huge. What AI means in what sector and what industry, it is something needs to be elaborated and discussed. Robotic project. In these areas, we are looking at human to robot interactions. At the moment, this is a new area for us, but also we have aspiration to develop further. These humanoid robots currently exist in the market. At Brighton, we have invested on 2 cutting-edge robots. We have Boston Dynamic dog, which is a spot. I don't know if you can see the yellow dog there, as well as the Robotespian, which is a humanoid robot. In case if you want to invest buying the Boston Dynamic, which is the robot that can speak as well as make a joke as well and do various different things. The potential of these technologies yet to be exploited. Yes, they have potentials. They can speak. They can be connected to different API to perform different tasks. However, the main important thing as Brighton is to look at human-centered development of AI technology. So rather than we come up with a solution to say AI can educate, AI can do this, AI can do the magic, we prefer to start with the problem, to see what type of solution requires through the AI. Then try to develop that. Yes, thank you. At Brighton also, we have been working on Gatwick Airport big data over the past few years. So Gatwick Airport, they have the data provided for us. Oh, before I go to that, actually, I have a video. I don't know if you can hear this video, actually. This is the Boston Dynamic talking to the MSc class at the moment, actually. The speaker is not on. So Boston Dynamic obviously has a computer vision, interaction can be simulated as well, and also humanoid robots such as Robotespian similarly have the computer vision and also the interaction can be exploited. Another area at the moment we are working is 6G testbed. So if you're a startup or SMEs, you would like to develop disruptive technology, we are investing on 6G testbed, which we can actually work together on implementation and testing of any type of data-driven application requires 6G data. Further development, excuse me. Another project also is looking at, my colleague Dr. Yan Wang is working, it's the EPSRC 3.4, 34.6 million project looking at circular manufacturing and sustainability in general. So Brighton is with a number of different universities and technology sector, we are developing a manufacturing hub that at Brighton, our school, is sort of enabling accelerator SMEs and all the sort of businesses as well as academia to work together in this manufacturing hub. So these are the number of examples that at the moment we are working on, and we have got experience and capability when it comes to AI and interaction. So both UX and AI together. To drive the business success, I mean, I don't have always that much time. What else I've done with a number of people in my team and my PhD, MSc student, we looked at 101 cases that AI has failed. And I don't have time to go through all the 101 cases. 100 cases enabled us to understand how AI failed. In order to avoid those failures, we came up with the positive and a strategy for success of AI to be implemented within the business. So just point back, these are the number of cases study. I don't know if the slide would be shared. I've got a case study of one. I mean, you can email me, I can send it to you. It is the review of the literature of 100 cases that AI has failed. With the aim, by understanding the failure, we can drive at how we can use AI for success. Number of strategy to finish my talk outline here. Investing. Pretty much important thing, the strategy for business. I wanted to add actually 4 strategy, because if you actually capitalize on these 4 strategy, you should be fine. The first one is enhancing a human-centered AI approach. This is important to prioritize the UX as well as the AI technology needs to be developed around the human needs. If there is no needs, we don't need AI solution. So that's why ethical development and responsible development of AI is important. Although I am technologist by nature, and I showed you, I mean, 20 years ago we were doing AI, but we don't normally suggest AI in every situation. We don't normally suggest using a robotic solution with every problem. This needs to be around the needs of the human. Invest in multidisciplinary team. Diversity is important. Every team requires data analytic, sociologists, creativity in the artists. So the diversity is the key, and investing on a team that has different skills is required. And at Brighton, we would like to work with a number of different industries to bring that diversity into research and development and knowledge exchange. Focus on data quality and integrity. Data is important. I'm not talking about generative AI, because generative AI, obviously, you are not in charge of the data. You can model a little bit of data. You can actually, with the new version of ChatGPT, you can actually build your own knowledge and model a little bit if you are using API. But if you are doing AI as in machine learning from scratch, data quality is important. What data you're using, you need to remove the biasness, obviously, of the data. So investing on data quality and integrity is fundamental. Implementing continuous learning and adaptation strategy in order to go through the evaluation, testing, and changing. Managing the change is so important. We are learning as we go, developing technologies. So need to have a strategy how to manage change and develop throughout. So in my last slide, which is finished, I want to leave you with 2 cents. These are the really important sort of theories. I mean, especially when it comes to HEPS. This is one of the theories over the 20 years I always refer to. Cells that fire together, sort of wire together. So in other words, when the way the AI, if you want to take it on board, the cognition of the brain and AI works, if they are fired together, if the neurons fire together, they stick together and grow. So in other words, is diversifying and connection that has joint value and understanding, mutual value that can actually drive the change and innovation is fundamentally very important for technological development in our view. So diversifying in terms of if you're all thinking that similarly, none of us are thinking as well. So we need to diversify, to include a team of collaboration for different expertise. Hopefully we can capitalize on the potential of human-centered AI and innovation. So that is the overall talk. Any question, please come and talk to me there. A QR code as well is linking to our lab, UCD, and you can drop us an email if you're looking for collaborations, etc. I think that's about that. Thank you.